Welcome back to the Broker Power Up podcast, the AIME podcast for strategy, stories, and insights to help you close more loans. I'm Tommy Golightly, joined by Jonathon and Haddad. How are you?
Man, another day, another dollar. That's what they say.
This definitely is another day.
I'm running out of things to start off. I'm gonna go to ChatGPT, type it in, and I'm gonna give you just some wild ones moving forward. That is my promise to you after this one.
Deal. Well, we have a lot going on today. We have the Broker Buzz, where we're going to dive into the top posts of the week from the Brokers Are Best Facebook group, discuss what's trending, what's working, what you need to know. Going to have a sales pitch training, kind of, with some stories, I'm sure. We're going to be talking today about disconnecting for vacation and some do's and don'ts that hopefully will help you actually get the time to disconnect and get that rest that you need to stay productive when you get back and not just feel more burnt out. But first, as we start every podcast, we got a fortune cookie. And hopefully, it didn't even go over my desk. That's so exciting. And our fortune is delay is the dealest. Wait, what? Delay is the dealest form of denial.
Delay
is the dealest, DEALIEST, form of denial.
Dealist.
I don't know. Delay? I mean, I guess if you're delaying things, you're in denial? What does this mean to you today, John?
So I here's my take on it is avoiding, like, delaying the things that you need to be doing. You know what I mean?
I think this is a spelling error.
I think it's deadliest is what it's supposed to say.
I think it's supposed to be deadliest because dealiest is not a word.
I do too, because
I just Googled it to make sure.
I can't figure it out. So let's just say it says deadliest. And for our listeners, if y'all know what that word is, and Tommy and I because
I Googled it, we should be safe.
The chances that one of us doesn't know a word, fair, right? Like usually we'll look at the other one. Okay. One of us knows this word. I can work off you. Like, you got me. Okay.
Yeah.
On this one, both of us were like, you got me. You got.
No.
I've never heard this word in my life. I was like,
so delay is the deadliest form of denial, which I agree with.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Delay is the deadliest form of denial. Not wanting to do it. Oh, I'll get to it. It just, no matter what aspect in my life, and I have moments right now I'm smiling because there's moments right now where I've personally been saying that to myself, and the truth is it is denial, right? I'm just delaying something. So that one put a big smile on my face now that we're going to keep it as deadliest. Yes. Okay, not dealiest. But I did see the spelling. He pointed it on the screen, and it absolutely is spelled incorrectly. So I got to go check on my Amazon package for that and ask for a refund between that one and the,
and the like six
or seven missing of them. I want however much back.
It's just, I think what I got out of this is when I look at my, for lack of a better term, kind of work ethic and how I work. And I have a big checklist just on my notebook. And I'm the kind of person that just every morning I start my day, like, these are all the things I got to get done. And then slowly it feels good to start knocking it off. And I can know how close I am to finishing out the must-dos for today. And so it's just one of those things where I try not to let anything sit on my plate too long, especially being in a managerial position. I'm never, don't find myself in the trenches very often, like actually putting out the social posts or writing the social copy or making the graphics or editing the videos. It's more so people coming to me and looking for direction, looking for answers. And it's really just, so nothing can stay on my plate very long. And I need my plate to be empty so that I can go help others keep going about their day and no one on my team gets paused because they're waiting for me. So I use a lot of tools and communication with my team to make sure that I'm always accessible. And if So if they don't hear from me, that's one weird, and they will come and check on me to make sure I'm still here and breathing. But I also have like symbols of like in our roam. It's real nice that I can put the do not disturb, and they know I'm doing something, and they know I won't be able to get back to them right away. And so it's kind of like a stealthy way of letting everyone know that I'm not going to be able to jump on things immediately.
I feel like part of this is also going to come into our story time today.
Oh, it absolutely
Yeah, I
will.
was just
It
saying, yeah,
absolutely. We'll save it for that. So
before
let's dive.
before I leave, yeah,
Before yeah,
kind of thing.
let's dive into the broker buzz with our first question of the week. John, if a client buying a new primary residence, their current home has a reverse mortgage on it, does that home have to be sold before closing on the new home? They have a contract to sell the current home, but we're trying to close earlier on the purchase. They are purchasing with a VA loan. This is in Texas.
It all has to do with the original guidance that was set up with the reverse mortgage itself, right? So the reason being is okay, yes, I understand the intent is the home's going to be sold, and more than likely it's going to go through perfectly fine. There's going to be very minimal issues, very minimal delays, God willing. Like that's usually how it works. I'm on the same page. But in the event that it doesn't, let's just say that they end up not selling their home, the one that has the reverse, and then it just sits there for months for some reason and something happens. That is more so what you're trying to figure out for your consumer. So you want to look at the original documentation when it comes to that reverse mortgage, and then also understand what the qualifications are on your side with the VA loan that they're trying to do. Like what does it look like for them right now? What does it look like with that other mortgage note? How high is the DTI right now? Those are all things to take in consideration because if something does happen to that home, well, God forbid, all of that additional output, right, is all going to be on your consumer potentially. So, yes, you can do it. Absolutely, you can. However, read the documentation because there could be additional stipulations that put them in a bind, and they're only going to come back to you. And that's this is what people do. It's okay. We bear that responsibility as loan officers. So as long as you're comfortable with delivering that information, you will be good to go. I highly recommend reading into what they closed on that reverse mortgage. And if not, try and wait it out if you can.
Absolutely. And our second question, VA client assuming a VA loan through Freedom Mortgage. He's currently a self employed roofer and has a job offer to start work for a roofing company, W 2 next week with a $65,000 salary. Underwriter should accept that easily, correct? As long as he has one or two pay stubs prior to closing?
So I'm not going to say the underwriter is going to accept it easily, and here's why I say that. So yes, the logic is there. I want to be crystal clear. It adheres to the VA side of things, but you said prior the client's self-employed. So if I'm the underwriter and I look and the client's been self-employed for 5 years, and then all of a sudden they're getting a job that they're going to start and they just got their first paycheck and now their salary 65,000, and we just need the first stub. It's like that's a little that's a red flag for me. I'm just being upfront. Now, not that might not be the case. Could be back and forth. All of it more than likely legitimate. Please understand, I'm not pointing any fingers by any means. It's just when you say like that should be it. No, because of the additional context that's behind it and the way that it can be mapped out with the consumer. So I'd want to know that, right? How long have they been self-employed? Why is now the time after the last 5, 6 years to finally jump on the W 2 bandwagon if they've liked being self employed for the 4 or 5 years prior. So you might get letters of explanations if that's the case, but you might get additional documentation required in this instance. So I wouldn't say that's it. I would ask more questions to your consumers and try and just be able to tell the story as efficiently as you possibly can and ask as many questions as you can to the consumer and CYA at all costs. So that's what I would do there.
Absolutely. And our final question, anyone have a PDF software you like that's not Adobe? So I was as I was going
Yeah,
through collecting
take this one.
questions, I was just like, "What? Okay, this is obviously a question," and because it was asked, and then there was like dozens of comments, and all listing different types of PDF viewers, and so I had asked John, uh, "What do mortgage brokers use? Like, is there something that I'm not getting here?" And it's from what you were saying, it's really just a view and to be able to go through and hold and see and um I have two recommendations depending on if you're on Mac or PC. If you're on either, you can use Google Chrome. Just set it as your when you click a PDF and it'll ask you what program you want to open it in. You can select Chrome, and PDFs will open just in a tab. And then in your URL bar, you'll just have the file directory of where that file is located on your computer. And so it's not a website, it's not live, but you can view it and it's very similar to Adobe's, but it's just built right into your browser. And then if you have a Mac, preview. So if you highlight the file, the PDF file on your computer and then press space, it should pop up as a preview. And then you can then go in and edit, unless they've changed it since the last time I've done this. But you should be able to just hit space, you get a preview of it, then open it again, and then you should be able to view and uh, see the whole PDF right there.
And for me, I that's why I told Tommy, I was like, you got to take this one. I am Adobe all the way through for PDF. I'm not switching anytime soon. I use it pretty often just for all the different things that I have to do just from the content side of it. But from even the PDF side for clients, I've been using that, been accustomed to it since I started. So I told him, I said, hey, we could take this one, but I'm
Yeah, I mean,
not.
if you have
Adobe,
Adobe, great. But
yeah, that's
yeah,
that's it for me. And then there's a bunch of other ones that thread that Tommy was saying. So hopefully you found what you were looking for. We had a lot of people jump on it, which was surprising, right? That's one of those ones that
yeah, that's where I
you're
was,
like,
I was going through.
"Ah,
It's
that
like
one." Yeah.
there's a lot of interest in people have opinions about this. So,
Yeah, this is a thing. Like people talk about this. So no, I thought the same thing when you brought it up. I wasn't too familiar outside of what I use.
yeah, absolutely. I think it's just one of those things where someone finds something they like and then they just never need to change it.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, if you want your question answered on the Broker Power Up podcast, be sure to be in the Brokers Are Best Facebook group and use the hashtag Broker Power Up when you use your question or when you post your question. And on the other side of this ad, we will be right back with some tips on how to disconnect. Be right back.
Fuse 2026 touches down in Austin, Texas from September 24th through the 26th, and this will be the biggest one yet. We are bringing the independent mortgage community together for 3 days of connection, strategy, and real solutions that are tangible and easy to implement that day. As always, Fuse is an event built for brokers by brokers, and this year's main stage is stacked with some of the biggest names and sharpest minds, both from within and beyond the mortgage industry. Not to mention the VA Summit and the incredible WMN Summit. Denim and diamonds this year for WMN, plus dozens of breakout sessions and an exhibit hall packed with partners passionate about pushing the industry forward. And you heard it right. We are giving away a truck. Yes, iced by Cake, live on the main stage this year. And the best part, every single AIME member has a chance to take it home. If you aren't a member, sign up today to claim your Fuse ticket included with your membership. Annual plans start at $199 per year. Scan the QR code to learn more. We'll see you in Austin.
All right, and we're back. So, disconnecting. It's summertime, vacation. People are taking and stepping away from work. It's important, everyone does, so that you can re-energize, refuel, spend time with family, like we talked about on last week's podcast with Christine and how important family is. This is that time where you need to step away from work, and it's also a good test for work. If you're that, no one should be that important in a company that if they step away for a week, the whole thing falls apart. So it's also kind of like not just a test for you, but a test for the company or your team specifically. And so there's a lot of things that I do, and the one that I want to preface the most is something I stopped doing. In that, when before, something that I would do is, if you really need me, just reach out. Like, if I'll be there, like just I'll have my laptop just in case. You can call me. I'm not going to be checking our Roam or Slack messages, but I'm not going to be checking my email. But if you call me, I'll pick up. Da 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 da. I stopped doing that. I told a few select people that they're allowed to do that, but I don't say that in meetings anymore. Uh, the people that know they can reach me know who they are, and I do that strategically so that one, when they reach out, they know, one, that I'm on vacation and that they'll make it as short as possible. But two, they're the people that can come to me and I can say, I'll be able to get them an answer within pretty much for any situation within a minute or two of a conversation. And they, because my team has access to pretty much everything I do, is I can point them in the right, it's more so me pointing them in the right direction of where to get their stuff and being able to, or reference something like, hey, we did this before. We can use that as a starting point, but then so that'll give you all the guidelines and all the information you need. Just tweak it and make it design look a little better or change a little bit. Things that I don't have to concern about, be worried about approving while I'm not there because it's already been pre-approved. It's something we've done before. Um, but really driving home the not being accessible for people. And I think that's really important because there will be times where there were times where I would, before I was leaving, I'd be like, oh, well, just reach out if you need anything. And people would. And there were times where it was for things that would take me then 4 to 5 hours. And I'm like, well, then what am I doing? I'm working. Like, you can't reach out to me and ask those kind of things when I'm on vacation. And I was just trying to be nice and say, I'm gone, but you in emergency, you can reach out. Those emergencies aren't always going to be emergencies. But if you work with a select few people that you know will only reach out on emergencies, then that's all you'll get is emergencies if it pops up. And then they'll do their best not to. And if you spend and communicate with your team well enough ahead of time, the likelihood of it actually happening is bar none. Unless there actually truly is an emergency and fire, which then
Yeah,
of course I'm
yeah,
going to be
yeah.
right there. Um, but it's, I think we talked about it a while ago. It's about being kind and not nice, and that allows you that space and freedom to disconnect. And something I also do, which I haven't been able to stop doing, and I don't know if it is really possible in any position that I've ever worked, especially dealing with socials and revolving around constant content that just doesn't stop whether you're on vacation or not, uh, is being able to not work almost twice as hard the week before vacation to then get through vacation and then have a bunch of work when you get back. It doesn't, the math doesn't add up of like, all right, I did twice the amount of work the week before. The weeks come. So I did 2 weeks of worth of work and then 2 weeks went by. But now there's 2 weeks of work waiting for me somehow when I get back. But it's been really nice to be able to have that clear path and understand everything that I do need to get done ahead of time. So basically, I can just go through my weekly usuals, and that's the kind of the plus side of working in content and weekly cadences is I have that checklist of everything that I'm going to need to get done before I go, or my team is going to need the information for to be able to run with while I'm gone. And being able to have those checklists and being able to knock them out and know they're done allows me to disconnect that much sooner because when you do leave, like day one, day two, you I don't think most people are mentally able to fully disconnect within 24 to 48 hours. Like you need a longer amount of time. And that's why I do try and take a week off in the summer for uh, vacation because I'm checking my phone whether I say I'm going to or not. I'm going to the first 48 hours. And then that slowly stops. And then I'm able to actually just relax. But
You are, you know what's funny with you? If you remember, I texted you when you were in, was it Scotland?
probably. Yeah.
When I had to, but it was only one time. I forgot what it was for, but I was like, when I tell you, I was so against texting you, but I was like, man, he said, sorry, you know what? I'm doing it. I just got to reach out to him. But you did. You took care
Yeah.
of it, and then you sent me a really cool video after that. But no, it is, you are really good with that and just setting those boundaries and those standards when you're out. And you're also a good planner too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like for me with disconnecting, that's been the biggest because I am still bad at it. I've been terrible at it my whole life. I'm getting way better at it now since having kids and just wanting to be more
Sure.
present. Just all the conversations, right? Just watching. My wife's really good at it. She's amazing at being present, talking to you, just a lot of the conversations we have. But the planning piece has helped me a lot. So I will plan everything, like the breakfast, the lunches, the dinners.
Mhm.
And then I also like going to places that have a lot of history to them. So I was just in Mackinac Island, which, has been a very historical place. Hasn't had a car on there allowed since 1898.
Oh,
But
wow.
that lets me take my mind off everything and go down these different rabbit holes. Um and setting the phone down, man. That's the
That's the biggest
hardest
thing.
part. It takes me 48 hours
Yep.
before I can finally go, like, just take a breath. That's what it took me. So I like to kind of leave Thursdays. And usually I like to leave late just so, I'm not too stressed out. But that's the biggest thing for me is understanding that it's okay to put the phone down. Setting the standards with the people back at home that will need you, to your point, is a big deal. But man, the planning for me, I cannot express enough what that's allowed me to do. Cause now I'm the one planning it, and it's you want to do the stuff that you planned, right? So my wife doesn't mind it at all. She loves it. She's like, yeah, go plan it, the hotel, go do all that. So I'll go and do my research and dial it in and put it on the Google calendars that her and I share.
Mhm.
But I know it sounds weird to people, but that does help me disconnect tremendously. And then the other thing is I love doing little events whenever I'm at like Mackinac Island or something, like try to do a bike ride with my wife,
Yeah.
try to do something like painting, whatever it is. If I can take my mind off of loans, and because the first 20 minutes of whatever activity I'm doing, 20, 30 minutes, okay, the anxiety creeps in, creeps in, creeps in, creeps in. I check the phone, check the phone, check the phone. Then after 30 minutes, you're just like, now you're getting into what you're doing. Now I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, everyone around me is into this right now. We're going to be like judged on this. So I don't want to be last. And so you don't really worry as much about your phone. And you start to realize that things are okay. Not everything's going to blow up. Um, and then again, having that person that has that point of contact to you, that if a fire does occur, they know that they can pick up the phone and call you. And I know it sounds simple, and I don't want to overcomplicate it because it is a very complicated subject for many, and it is for me. But Tommy, just like the oversimplification and just putting these little things together that I like to do have changed my perspective on being more present and disconnecting whenever it is that I take a vacation or do something.
Oh, absolutely. And we, uh, what I like to do on vacation is set a list of things, like you said, that you want to do. I don't have to be as stringent because there's no kids involved. So there's a little less planning involved on my side. But it's more like a checklist of things that we want to do at some point during the week. And it's not like we wake up and we look at the list. They're all things we want to do. It's like, which one do we want to do today? Which one are we feeling? Which one do we have energy for? Is it raining? Is it sunny out? Like, and just we have that flexibility. But I think because my wife and I, we have such busy jobs during the week or during our life, our year. I don't know. When we're not on vacation, the other 50 weeks of the year, um, we like to not be as on the clock, if that makes sense, or like at this time, or we're gonna eat lunch at this time, and we're gonna do this at that time, and that's almost helps us break that. Uh, or helps us disconnect because we're not looking at the clock. We're not looking, when's our next, oh, we have 10 minutes for our next meeting. I can knock this out. It's, oh, I have 10 minutes. I can read a couple pages or eat a cookie. Like it's just those little things of like we're still looking at the clock, but it's not with the same intent. And
Not the
it's
same way.
no, not at all.
Intent is everything, man.
And that's really what it is, and it does come down to you and your intent. And I think my moving away from social media in my personal life has really helped with uh, also stepping away because it is one of those things where I am so attached to my phone during the workday that I almost associate my phone with work because that's how I'm contacted so much. And so being able to put that down, the quicker I'm able to put that down, the better, and the less likely I am to check things. And if I'm engaged in social media and seeing what everyone's doing or trying to post everything I'm doing, I'm much more likely to go look at check in on work and see how that's doing. And then the week goes by and I didn't get any mental rest. So I think that's another thing that's really helped me personally. And everyone has a different situation. So just tried to talk about some hopefully universal ones, but and hopefully some resonated with some people. But that's really all the tips I had. Anything you wanted to add on to that?
No, my friends, we appreciate you all very much. As always, tune in every single Monday at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You get your or weekly dose, I should say, of
Mhm.
Broker Power Up. This is a non-stop programming that we have for you week in and week out, delivering news. And by the way, if you're not an AIME member, why not? $199 for the year to support the cause, to help brokers close more loans, to help put more food on your table. The more, the merrier, the better it is, the more opportunities that we have to showcase and put in front of the community. So we hope you enjoy. And until next time, take care.
Catch you later.